Hello again, everybody. Thank you for joining me and being able to learn more again in a new area regarding creative content this time and understanding how to be able to do all of this simply from a mobile phone using a range of either free or low cost apps. So, probably the easiest way to start this seminar is to help us potentially with this web page here that we're starting with now, where we can define exactly what creative content is, why it's a valuable tool, um, and why most businesses these days will require this type of services, as well as where they can look to identify this type of opportunity. So this may be for your own business, this may be a self-employment opportunity for yourself to be able to support larger businesses and brands with their kind of creative uh, media and content efforts, or it may be something that helps you put together your business in the early stages as to low cost, and it's something that you can obviously farm out in the future years if you have more important day-to-day tasks rather than having to do everything yourself in a DIY phase. The purpose of this seminar is to help you understand how creative you can be with something you've probably had in your pocket every day. And with some relatively low cost apps or free, you should be able to create new, exciting, and engaging creative outputs using that mobile device or tablet. You'll also see we have a couple of online based resources. So again, if you don't have a smartphone or tablet for any reason and you use computers, there are also some resources that you can use there. However, as detailed by the title of the seminar, the main focus is trying to help people to use their smartphones to either create more opportunities and creative outputs that can turn back into revenue, or to help establish a business in the first place if funds are tight and you need to do everything on a shoestring budget. Okay, so All in Brand, who are clearly doing some sort of passive marketing strategy here. You'll notice this being a theme with other businesses now. This is how they engage you to start with their brand. We've covered that in previous seminars, but just so that you're aware, obviously, there is an element of intelligent and shrewd marketing going on as we start to look at this article. But I just wanted to start off here because I think it's a good definition. And whilst we normally use Wikipedia and other resources like that, I think this one really hits the nail on the head well. So as quickly as I can, creative content is essentially four main areas at the minute that we can use our phone to create with. One is photography. The latest iPhones, and I'm not suggesting for a second that everyone would have the latest iPhones, along with Android, so a lot of the Samsung technology that's available and other Android type phones have very high quality cameras in them these days. So if you've got a good eye for a good picture, you can take some really cool pictures and make them part of your branding or output creatively for either yourself or other business owners. So don't overlook the power of being able to take a few snaps from your phone and really take them 2 or 3 degrees further than you'd ever probably imagined before, and also save yourself fortunes rather than having to farm these tasks out to specific professionals. I'll focus on myself. Nearly everything to do with my content, my brand, my website, I've done everything myself. I think it's a hugely beneficial tool to learn about these type of areas, because even if you're farming these briefs out to others in the future years, it's always good to have a good understanding of the task required, so you can find out and worm out people that might be taking the mick and not doing what they say they're going to do, or overcharging for the services, or basically just blagging rather than actually coming back with stuff that measures based on your experience. It's also good to have a total understanding, I believe, for your business, and to be able to echo branding, personality attributes within your creative content too. It's not to say again that you have to do this for the entire process, but I would definitely argue that I think it's helpful as a business owner to understand these areas and have these skill sets, because in 2021, I think the market is asking everyone to be what we'd call DIY, do it yourself. And those that are forward thinking and entrepreneurial at the minute and have these type of tools in their arsenal are able to hit the market quickly and seek opportunities for income sources that might not have existed before. Lockdown has turned a lot of things around for people. And these are the type of outputs you could now be doing now, whereas a lot of other people might be feeling like they're unemployed and unable to find new areas because of the lockdown. So it's really, again, something that we're tapping into regularly here. It's going to boil down to your mindset and your open-mindedness to learn new skill sets too. So again, I've always enjoyed creative stuff, so I'm not going to oversell that. If it's an area that doesn't always work for you, I totally understand, but I would still push for you to try and at least watch this seminar and take on board the benefits that are there if you can teach yourself this type of skill set. Okay, so what is creative content? Well, they're defining it here as 4 key areas. So the first is photography. We've covered that, taking snaps. The second is graphic design. This could be logos. It could be intended pieces of branding for a logo progression. So I don't know, you want to design letterheads, you want to design blog features and graphics that will appear as part of the blog. You may be helping someone with a website and various different kind of text features as you progress through there using GIFs. If anyone's not familiar what a GIF is, this is kind of like a moving image that's available online through a picture, and it's a picture file. So .gif is the file type. And on top of that as well, you also have various different other aspects of image that focus around some sort of graphic. So again, it might be your branding. You want to do a case study around a particular piece of work that was done, and you want to embed some sort of logo as part of the picture. To make all of these are the types of areas that graphic design would cover. Okay, progressing a little bit further, video and blog content tend to make up a lot of your creative content efforts. So again, all of this possible through a smartphone and some pretty cool apps that are now available as well. So we're going to learn that video is incredibly powerful, as is photography and graphic design. So progressing forward from this, and again, all of these articles that I highlight will be available for you to have a read through further. Okay, and obviously there's quite detailed advice as well as kind of user feedback that will come with a lot of these posts. Okay, so I want to go through to this article here, which will kind of explain a little bit more as to why content marketing is also important. So not only is the ability to create some of the 4 elements just discussed before, the way that this content actually helps engage audiences is way bigger than most people initially perceive. So a lot of your marketing efforts these days are about creating non-aggressive marketing content that actually makes people feel like they can align themselves and feel like their personal values are similar to your brand. It's really important that you try and sort of take some of these elements on. So we've got a really helpful video here that you're welcome to have it in a minute. But as you'll see the kind of article start to explain, content really is king. So if you don't have these skills too, and you're always having to outsource it, the budget required for that is going to be quite significant. Whereas if you can teach yourself this, and this is something you can just mess around with in the evening, or if you're bored during lockdown and you want something new to kind of sink your teeth into and get to learn, this should be something that's very helpful to do that, and also potentially gives you the opportunity to earn some money from the things that you're learning too. So hopefully double positives there for most. So just reading the article, it says, have you ever heard the phrase content is king? Though content marketing used to just be a way to set yourself apart from your competitors, it has now become a necessity for any modern brand. Content marketing is at the heart of most successful digital marketing campaigns. Behind every great brand is a wealth of valuable and relative content that really connects with the company's audience. You may still be wondering, why is content marketing so important? To help you understand the importance of content marketing, we've put together a small list of the top advantages that content marketing provide your small business. Okay, so again, they're trying to talk to a slightly smaller end user, what we'd call the SME market, so small and medium-sized enterprise, which again means, that can be anything from a one-man show through to a company size of, let's say, 200 employees. And by this, you'll see some key areas that we're going to look at now. So the main areas that these guys are kind of promoting the benefits of this is to improve brand reputation by building trust through content marketing. Posh words for what was just said before. Informal content that isn't a heavy push for a sale. makes people want to listen and pay attention to your brand. And the more that you feel you've got similar values to this, the more you'll probably check for that type of content or that brand. So quite a smart little magnet if you can apply it in the right way. Okay. We've got different statistics here. So they're saying 78% of consumers prefer getting to know a company via articles rather than ads. Okay. And then 70% believe that organizations providing custom content are interested in building good relationships with them. So this may be your best kind of knock on the door to get conversations going for your own business too. Like I say, I'm not going to read word for everything. As you've seen here, this is something I keep saying over and over again, but obviously said in slightly different ways each time. But as they say here, great content helps influence conversations. So again, if you are struggling to get sales pitches, etc., making creative content might be another way for you to help start and take on that approach. And again, here, lots of helpful stats that kind of reinforce the points that they're trying to reinforce, as part of the principle of the blog. But the main part we're taking here from the picture, hopefully, is that website conversation rate is nearly 6 times higher for content marketing adopters than non-adopters. So again, if you're making this part of your website and your daily practice, you're probably going to see up to 6 times more traffic coming through to you just because you create fun and intriguing content. If you also optimize your content, it will help improve your SEO efforts. This is search engine optimization. So again, trying to help yourself get up to #1 on Google ranking by creating good content, or content that for keyword searches means you have explained everything that the end reader wants. From various networks of mine over the years, I can definitely share that Google has quite intricate algorithms to try and qualify the best content for the best reader. They want to use keyword searches to put the best answers for your questions in front of you. So if you spend the time paying attention to these details, and you're also able to put that in as part of your creative content too, and it sounds really mammoth as a task, perhaps, so huge, but to make it simple for everyone to do, the more that you can help people feel reassured and confident through your marketing efforts, and you get the story across quickly and concisely in a way that you know is going to please the end user you're trying to sell to, you'll find that your rankings for that information should improve dramatically. Okay. It also says here, and this is what I want everyone to pay attention to, creating great content is a cost-effective way to bring in new leads. So again, if you're not even seeing value in this skill set at the minute, understand for a small amount of your time that you would normally have done over the phone or via email or other bits like this, again, putting it into something fun and capturing is a great way to kind of progress forward. So lots of positives there if you're willing to invest your time. Anyway, like I say, there's plenty more reading available within this. Okay, I'm not going to read point by point, but you will start to see now that obviously creative content might be a little bit more broader and beneficial than you'd initially perceived. It might not be something you thought about considering, or you might even think at this stage of the seminar is something that you naturally have a skill set for. But I'm hoping by the time we start sharing some of the content as we progress through this seminar, your thoughts or opinions on that might change, and you'll see just how easy this is to have a little fiddle with an app and start creating stuff that you may never have thought about doing before. It's also something that you can market as a service and draw an income from, and it's also something that if you're running your own business or you're a musician and you're trying to create content to get people engaged in you and your music, there's lots of helpful tools that you can apply here too that will mean, yes, it's a couple of extra tasks for the week, but